they're screaming up there. And I'm like, guys, stop crying. Okay. Hey, everyone. Hey, how are you tonight? I just wanted to pop on here and do an interview with Richard Hubbard today. Sherry and I, our guest, are hosting the broadcast tonight. Say hi. Hi, Sherry.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, can we hear you, Sherry? Can we hear? I don't think we can hear you. Uh-oh.
Oh, I hear you.
You hear Sherry?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear Sherry for some reason.
Talk again. No,
Nope. No, okay. I can't hear Sherry. So hopefully, well, I'm not even sure how we're going to fix that. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's. Okay. So we're all on here, right? We're all on the broadcast. Yeah. So what I wanted to say is tonight we're in for a real treat. First of all, Sherry Savarno is here as our guest host or our co-host to help with the broadcast tonight. And I want to say thank you very much for coming in and doing this. I hope we can hear you. I don't know if we're going to be able to hear you. I think Richard can hear you, so that's good. So hopefully we have to do a little kind of back and forth on that. So Sherry is the person who designed the cover to my book, Skinny and Fit, but Never Hungry a Bit. And I am so very thankful for all that she's done to help me out with everything. And it's awesome to have her here guest hosting the show with me tonight. And we are very much looking forward to our guest today, who's in the middle, Richard Hubbard. Yes, Richard Hubbard is here, and he lost 150 pounds following a whole food plant-based diet. Is that right, Richard? Yes. When did you get started with all this? Let me see if I can. There you go. There. I think I got. Okay. Are you guys able to talk? What? Is there only one person at a time allowed to talk? Go ahead and talk. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how this whole little panel thing works here. So, Richard, are you talking?
I hear you. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So, yeah, it started in 2012.
Okay.
This goal in years, I wasn't going to the doctor. I didn't want to because I knew something would be wrong because I was obese and runs in my family, so it was heart disease. I really didn't want to face those problems, even though I knew I had to.
Yeah.
So I had what led me to the doctor was the state required physicals.
Yep.
Job I have, and so I finally had to face my fear or face higher premiums, higher insurance premiums.
Do you think that that's a good idea that they should require that? Do you think that helps people to?
Looking back now, yes, definitely.
Yeah, but at the moment it wasn't a good feeling.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. I had so much anxiety about going to the doctor, and I really was afraid to hear what the outcome would be.
Yeah.
So that I even started to lose a little bit of weight before I saw the doctor. It still wasn't healthy, and I still had a long way to go, but I knew this. One of the things he would tell me was that I was obese, and I was right.
It wasn't a surprise.
No.
Yeah.
So, first appointment, he told me I was morbidly obese. He also told me something I never thought about, that I had high blood pressure. And he did lab work, and come to find out the next appointment, I also had high, well, it was higher than normal cholesterol.
Yeah.
He wasn't concerned about putting me on meds for that, but he was for the blood pressure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the bread and butter of the medical field. They like to put you on a medicine, and you got back in 3 months, and they check, and whoop, how come? Oh, yeah, you come back in 3 months, and they check to make sure that you're responding to it, and they have to adjust it, and that's how they, that's a easiest medical visit of all time, just blood pressure and more meds.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I can see the cholesterol medications would have eventually came to, because he said, we'll try this out first. And, every 6 months I'll have to check how I'm doing on the medication. And I didn't want that. I just my parents were they're both on meds. So was my stepmom, and my dad and stepmom are on probably like 10 different medications. And I knew that I was headed down that same path if I didn't make some changes. So when he wrote out the prescription for the medication, that's when I started to research. That's when I turned to the internet and looked up as much as I could about ways to lower blood pressure. And that day really started my journey. The second appointment after my physical, when he put me on the meds.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
'cause but he did allow you. How long did he give you to try to get yourself under control before he wanted you back to try the medication?
right. So I think there was probably one more appointment. He said he would check my blood pressure again. And if
You
it
know how
was still
long that was? Like, what was the time interval? Did you go for the 30th appointment?
2 or 3 months after the
Okay,
first.
so he was going to give you about 3 months to. That's what they usually kind of do. Just from what I've seen, they like to give you 3 months to try to straighten it out before they put the hammer down. You know, got to get to doing what they do. Yeah.
Exactly.
So how much? So you lost 150 pounds altogether, right?
But the first year was actually 120. Gradually, next few years after that was 150. But the first year, it was by cutting out the processed foods, and doing research of what causes high blood pressure and cholesterol problems. And so, like, the first thing I remember to go was aspartame. And so that led to a lot of processed foods I eliminated from my diet, gave up soda. And then come to find out, red meat that caused blood pressure problems. So that was the next to go. I also researched foods that improve blood pressure and cholesterol, and come to find out everything that I'm eating now are the kinds of foods that I researched that improve the blood pressure. You know, everything from beans to bok choy, all the veggies.
Beans and greens and all the healthy food that fix the problems.
Yep, exactly. And
Yeah.
I have to shout out to Dr. Furman at the time, because he was on Dr. Oz right about the same time as I was starting my journey.
Uh-huh.
And I first learned about the, which even though I branched out to other plant-based doctors, and yeah, I followed Dr. Greger's plan too, but G-bombs are the basics I still follow each day to make sure I have all those foods.
Yes,
Along
the greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. That's
Yeah.
Herman's plan, right?
That's really the basics, and then I build from there.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an amazing doctor that's introduced those things. When you did that, so how long into your journey did you start to work out on a regular basis?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because
Like when you were exercising, did you go to the gym right away?
I started. I didn't start. Actually, that was part of my mistake during my first year of weight loss. I did primarily treadmill. I would do like an hour at a time. Um, at first, when I was very heavy, I would do very slow speeds, probably like 3 miles per hour, and gradually building up. But by the end of the year, I think I was doing like 10 miles an hour sometimes. I don't know how I exercised like a maniac, but I think I had so much
So
energy.
did you go to the gym every day when you were on your weight loss journey, or was it just a couple times a week?
I probably did 5 days a week, like of an hour, and then maybe shorter times for maybe a couple days a week. But it was high intense just to get the weight up.
Were you working with a trainer, or did you just do it?
Not the first year. The first year was just all cardio, so I was just doing that on my own. When I finally started to get into strength training, that's when I finally got this trainer. But
Okay.
I would say that I took a strength training class. I'm certified as a trainer.
Oh, you are certified as a trainer.
Plus, I didn't keep up with the certificate, but I did get my certificate in 2014, and that was because basically I wanted to learn everything about it myself.
Oh,
So I did take on a few
Sherry left.
classes. We lost Sherry.
I
Hopefully
guess we lost Sherry. Sherry, what happened? Oh, well, maybe she'll
back.
come back. We'll see. So
But
you got your certification as a personal trainer
right.
in 2014, but started
Yes.
this whole thing in 2012. So you've been at it 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 7 years now.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And able to maintain it.
Yeah. I'm not worried anymore that I'm going to gain the weight back because I really haven't.
Yeah. It's a non-issue at this point, I'm sure. It's a non-issue. Yeah. So what I was going to ask you, when you went to the gym and everything, you started that out then right away, going to the gym and getting your exercise in with the weight loss.
I'm sorry.
Is it cracking up there?
Yeah.
So you found out by watching Dr. Oz. Is that how you saw Joel Furman?
Yes.
Okay, and that's what introduced you to the plant-based eating.
Right. That was my first interest.
Okay, yeah, because see, I had a similar journey in that I had gone on Google and kind of searched plant or searched how to lose weight, and Joel Furman's stuff came up first for me as well.
Right.
Yeah. He came up with the Eat to Live, the book Eat to Live.
Yeah, I saw as well.
Yeah.
It's a powerful. I know there's a lot of fake sites out there, but there is so much information that you can learn just researching what foods to eat. Forks Over Knives is another valuable tool. Dr. Greger's site, and all these sites are just tons of information that can really save people.
Yes, I agree. It really, really can. And it's all free. That's the good part is it's all free. People can get this information for free. They don't have to pay anything
Right.
if you don't want to. You can buy the books and go to the seminars and participate in all that stuff if you want to, but the information is completely free. And now, when you eat, like, what does your daily eating look like? Like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what do you normally eat?
Well, it's evolved over the years. Let me go back to before I was completely plant-based. Because for breakfast, I would have something I never have now. I had eggs and whole wheat toast. Like I said, I feel comfortable talking about it now, but that's the way I ate back then. But I did eat heavy vegetables for lunch. I had salads. I ate a lot of nuts and seeds, and goji berries, different kind of berries, apples. For supper back then, I might have some turkey with another big salad, and maybe steamed broccoli, cauliflower, beans. I did incorporate the chi bombs always, like I said.
Okay,
And,
so when you were still eating animal products, you were still eating animal products up until September of 2016, right?
right.
Yeah. So what do you eat now as far as your breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Right. I would say back then it was probably 10% of my calories was animal products, but now that I'm 100% for breakfast, I start out with steel cut oats, and I always put flax and chia seeds on top. Sometimes I'll put some cocoa nibs on there, raw cocoa nibs. Always some berries on there. I'll also have almond butter, no sugar added, no salt added.
Okay.
I with super thin cakes. It has like 3 ingredients. It has quinoa, sesame seeds. They sell it at Whole Foods.
Oh, okay. So it's like a product you can buy?
Yeah. It has like 3, and that's what I put my almond butter on.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And then, for lunch, it's always a big salad.
Big salad.
What's that?
You use a big salad to eat for lunch every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll make a smoothie sometimes for mid-afternoon. I have almonds, walnuts, uh, lots of seeds too. I know there's fat content, but a lot of people think you gain weight, but I must set the portions down because I'm
It's not a
maintaining.
problem. Do you think
Uh,
that because you are working out every day, that that's why it's not a problem?
yeah, I do think that
Yeah.
because obviously I have calories too.
Do you count calories still?
No,
Yeah.
that, I did use my fitness pal in the beginning of my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got to be an obsession because I knew I was eating the right amounts of foods. It got to be down to a science, and I knew exactly what I was doing and what I was eating. So it really be a routine that I didn't need.
Yeah.
So I gave up my fitness pal probably last year or the year before and never looked back. I do think that those tools are valuable if somebody's in transition because I've learned a lot about how much to eat each day, but they're like training wheels. You have to eventually, I think, evolve away from those tools.
Yeah, I noticed when I was getting started that I used a chronometer just to make sure you were hitting like little just things. And of course, chronometer is set up for people eating the standard American diet, so you have to kind of watch it. And I didn't want that much fat. And I didn't want, you know what I mean? I just kind of watched it like that. Yeah. So those are very helpful for that. So did you notice what kind of changes did you notice the very first month that you went whole food plant based?
Oh yeah, I had so much energy. I mean, I was already working out, but this way I didn't have any aches or pains after doing the weight training. Uh, I'm able to run longer distances. Just and I also noticed other people's comments. I think it was right a month after. I hear, "Wow, it looks so great, so vibrant," or I'll hear, "Your coloring looks so good." I never expected that. Somebody would say, "Did you come back from a vacation?" And all
Yeah,
I can do was my eating
yeah,
because
it's amazing.
those foods shine through. I had a healthy diet.
I think it's all the carotenoids.
Yeah,
Just the orange and green and red just kind of makes your skin just look healthier. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, definitely very helpful.
They-
Now, does your family give you a hard time about any of this?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked it. Um, initially, my dad and step, especially, they're real carnivores. Especially my stepmom, she brags that she's eaten at game dinners and things like and snake and things, of course, not to touch. So they just don't relate. Even to this day, I've told them many times I'm plant based. My dad will still say things like, he's having kielbasa. He wish I was here to have some. You know,
So,
uh,
so they already know that
yeah,
you're
it's like a
eating
denial.
plant based, and they still kind of try to encourage you to eat what they know you don't want to eat.
Yeah, it's like a denial. They just,
Yeah.
yeah, they
Now, do
want.
they have health problems though, right?
Yes, they do. They're the ones who are on probably 10 minutes each,
Yeah.
and they have sleep apnea and
Oh.
um, they have to take sleeping pills, and those stop working. And so many times I'll talk to my dad. He'll say, "Oh, he hasn't slept more than a couple hours the past few nights," and I feel so bad. I try to share my knowledge, but they're just not interested.
I mean,
They
there
don't.
you are, right in front of them, having lost 150 pounds, getting ready to run a half marathon, and they think there's something wrong with what you're eating.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
the proof is right there in front of them, and they just can't see it. Can't
I
see
think
it.
that
Won't see it. Won't see it.
I don't know if it's just because of their generation that they were brought up, but in a way, I believe meat is good too.
Well, I mean,
Them,
that's what everybody likes it because I mean we're ancient beings. This is a 10,000-year-old structure. Of course, we get like a dopamine hit whenever we eat a piece of something that has high fat, high salt, you know, we're just like, ping, there you go. You hit that dopamine. Of course you want to eat it, but it's not a health food for sure. Totally not a health food. Yeah, we have to use our heads instead and think, you know, no, this is not making anybody healthy. Yeah, for sure. So when you go on like celebratory things, when you're having like Easter dinner or, you know,
Yeah,
Christmas or anything like that.
there was a family gathering a few months ago.
Yeah.
Um, Luckily, the host, she's one of my relatives, happens to follow me on Facebook. And she's my cousin, but she's a meat eater herself, but I give her a lot of credit. She didn't make a big deal out of it. She just gave me a salad separately.
Salad.
For dessert.
No potatoes.
And she didn't make a fuss. So
That was
not that about other people knowing, because I'm very open about how I eat, but it was a nice way that she did it, because just handed me that like no big deal, and we questioned it. So I think it's getting better. I think more people are realizing how I'm eating, but it's never made me uncomfortable. I think it just makes other people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because they're eating so unhealthy, and it's almost like probably a guilt thing with them.
Yeah, well, what I do when I go over to, you know, like a big family gathering, I just bring 3 dishes that I'll eat, you know, so there'll be something for me to eat. That's why, you know, just to make sure. It usually works out pretty good.
From a Christmas party, I remember bringing some food, but unfortunately, I'm the only one who ate the food.
Oh, you're the only one who ate it? See, everybody in my family will try it, so they'll eat it, so that's good.
Yeah, but at least there was plenty of food for me. I didn't have to worry about running out. So
it's so true, so true. So, when you were in college, you lifted some weights as well.
yes.
You never really got into it. It was just kind of a thing you were doing while hanging out with the fellas.
The company, my friends, go into the gym, but we did get into it a little bit. I mean, I probably worked out 3 days a week then.
Okay.
I was normally, I didn't build much muscle then, but I was doing a lot of walking, because I was in New York City, and I love New York still to this day. You can get so much walking. We used to go to the city, and we were college kids, so we didn't want to spend money even on the subway. So
no, you don't have any money when you're in college. Starving.
Yeah, so we walked. So even though I had such a bad diet then, I kept the weight on.
Well, you were young. You were walking a lot. You had all the, you know, your friends with you. So that's always helpful.
That was really, really bad. I mean, I'm sure it's typical college diet. Was,
pizza and beer. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what they eat. Pizza, beer, and ho-hos. And chicken nuggets. That's what all the kids eat, right? Chicken nuggets and the macaroni and cheese. It's like a food group. Wow. So now that you're getting ready to do your half marathon, what made you inspired to go ahead and do a half marathon?
It was, you're aware of Josh Ladrani, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very inspiring.
Yeah. What happened was somebody invited me into his group. It's a secret group.
Chins Club?
Yes.
Yes.
And I see all these guys on there lost a lot of weight, and they had similar stories, and I really did enjoy running. I never took it serious. I did maybe a 5K before that. I did enjoy the times I was running. I like running the treadmill.
You like the treadmill? You like the treadmill then?
What's that?
You like to actually run on the treadmill? You enjoy that?
I did back then. Now it's
kind of more. Yeah, I can't stand the treadmill. I call it the dreadmill.
Yeah, I call it the
treadmill. It kills me. It kills me to run on that thing. I can't take it. I can't take it.
You run outside, it's a different feeling.
Oh,
so
now
cool.
Yeah.
Now I dread
all the flowers and the plants, and you can see the people, and it's so much nicer. It's so much nicer. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I used to like running on a treadmill till I ran outside. And then it's
Yeah.
no comparison. No comparison.
Still
But
now.
are you doing most of your training now on the treadmill, though? I mean, sometimes you just have to do it.
Now that it's warmer, I'm going outside. Like I just did 7 miles the other day, and I'm trying to build up to.
Yeah.
I hope like 10 or 11 miles before that half marathon, just so that I know I'm ready. But seeing the other guys who lost the weight and they lost similar amounts, and hearing their incredible stories, that motivated me to finally do the half marathon. I've been wanting to do more of the running for years, just in the back of my mind, thinking, "Hey, I enjoy this," but they really motivated me to do it.
Yeah, they're very, very inspirational. Just watching all of them and how they work together. I think they're doing some big things this weekend, and it's just really inspiring watching them to succeed like that. So when is your half marathon?
That's June 2nd.
June 2nd. Okay, so you got a couple months still. Couple months.
Oh yeah.
Couple months to train for it.
The attitude where I'm going to give up. I know that I got this because I work so hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now. What kind of time are you shooting for on that half marathon? You just gonna try to just get it done, or do you have like a specific time?
I don't know if I'll really do it or not, but I want to be under 2 hours.
Oh, you want to be under 2 hours?
Under 2 hours.
Wow. You're really trying to do it. See, my very best time on a half marathon is 2.5 hours. So that's good. If you're going to do under 2 hours, then that's very good. So yeah.
Well, that's the goal.
Fingers crossed.
Get there.
You can do it. Yeah. Well, I see your times on the treadmill, and I'm like, yeah, he's probably going to do it then. Yeah. That's going to be very exciting to watch, though. Yeah. Because every time I do a half marathon, I'm 2.5 hours. That's where I try to get to 2.5 hours. Yeah.
The treadmill would translate to outside, because I can't get to 10 miles an hour, outside yet. But I don't know, it's a deal outside, but I'm sure I'll.
Are you talking about 10-minute miles?
What's that?
Were you going to do 10-minute miles? Was that the plan, or you're going to run 10 miles per hour on the treadmill?
I think about 10-minute miles on outside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I saw that yours, the last one was like, I don't know, 10:49 or something like that. So you're getting there. You're almost there. So that's good. That's good. Now, are you working with a trainer at all now, or are you still being your own trainer?
There's somebody online. I don't recall his last name. It was Hal somebody.
Yep.
If you Google, I can't remember his last name, but he has a.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, but I can't. Hal Higdon, I think. Higdon.
Yes.
Higdon. Hal Higdon's training. Yep, he does it online. Yep, for sure. He is the guru in how to do that kind of thing.
He had some.
So you're following his plan.
What's that?
You're following his plan. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. So, are you? What do you see going on in the future as far as your weight loss? You're just going to keep inspiring and keep working on that.
Goal is still to build more muscle. I mean, I'm doing very well now. I still want to have a tighter body. I did do an abdominoplasty, a tummy tuck last year.
Right.
That skin was not going away. That's actually an interesting topic, because that's what led me also to become plant-based completely. I thought as clean as possible that would help my skin. It did help in other ways, my skin tone and everything. But I think once skin's loose, it doesn't bounce back, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, and it worked out. You healed up and everything from that, right?
Yeah, it's been about 7 months. I do have he's doing a little fix next week under local anesthetic, but other than that, it's been great. No pain, actually. I never took a painkiller.
Yeah. That's crazy, because that incision looked crazy. That looked crazy painful. Yeah. That's good if you didn't notice it too much. That's good. Because I was like, oh, that looks painful.
I looked at pictures of other people. How am I going to do this? So what I was I didn't look at the pictures before I did the procedure. I didn't scare myself.
No, don't.
And
I think that was the right thing to do, because if you had looked, there's no way. No way.
yeah,
Sometimes you just have to pick the doctor. You know you're going to get it done, and just be like a dog at the vet. Just go and do it.
and that's the other thing, to do your homework. I did probably 5 or 6 consultations.
Yeah.
You really have to do your homework because you
Pick
know
somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah.
exactly. I never regretted who I chose.
Yeah. It's always best to, that the surgeon is what's most important, because they're the ones that are going to be doing the work, and, who cares about their personality? It's if they can do the work,
He loves it that I'm plant-based. I don't think he is himself, but I'm inspiring him. And I'm bringing a copy of the Forks Over Knives magazine I was just in.
That's right.
He's going to keep it in his waiting room.
Do you know how you were selected to be on Forks Over Knives? Did they call and tell you about it? How did that come about?
They emailed me about 6 months ago after they used my story on the website. And I guess it was based on how much feedback they got. So they wanted to use my story in the magazine.
Yes, that was very exciting. I'm sure that's incredible.
That was a highlight. It's so strange to walk by, in the stores and see this magazine on the shelf, knowing that I'm in it.
Absolutely, I can't even imagine. That is just very, very exciting.
It makes me want to pick up the cashier every time. So, it's just
You got to buy them all. Buy all of them and distribute them widely.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think aren't they going to be kicking you out of there in a minute?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I just talk a little bit more about the future because I think I gave you a quick answer, but I also want to do more involved with nutrition, more education. I would love to help others. That's my goal. I love what you're doing, and people like Tim Kaufman and Heather Kaufman. Sharing the knowledge.
Absolutely. That's what it's really all about.
There's coworkers now that are so into what I'm eating, and they want to make the transition. And it's just such a great feeling knowing that you're helping others. I'm sure you're feeling as well. But it's a wonderful feeling.
Every single day. The best feeling in the whole world is helping other people.
I agree.
It definitely is. All right, Richard. It's been awesome talking to you. And, thank you for agreeing to do this interview. We really appreciate it. Hopefully next time we'll get Sherry back. I'm not sure what happened. But, it's been an awesome, awesome pleasure.
She's a graphic designer as well, so I would have loved to have talked with her as well. But maybe next time.
Yes, yes.
And I'm just glad I finally got to talk with you as well, because we've been friends for a while on Facebook, and I got to chat with you a little bit when you did Dr. Mondo's interview. But it's great to have a one-on-one interview with you.
Well, thank you. It's so glad we got a chance to meet.
Definitely.
All right. Well, we'll sign off for now.
Okay. Thank you for the interview, and
thank you.
Okay. Have a good.
You too.
Bye.